you guys. There we go. There we go. Okay. God, I just feel like I'm doing this for the first time all over again. Hi. Hi, you guys. Hi, Bonnie, Marie, Beth, Sequoia, Tara, Love, Denise, Bonnie. Aloha, Sherry Ann. Hi, Tara Love community. Yeah, you know what? This has been an insane week. Thank you, Catherine. I hope I am doing well. Hello, moderators. Hi. So, I hope you guys are doing well. Things are kind of crazy. Every night I kept thinking, I'm going to go live tonight. I'm going to go live tonight. And then Monday, we were back, but the moon was void, of course. It was just, the energies felt really weird. I couldn't get ideas to link together. So it's like, fine, I'll do it the next day. And then the next day, what happened? One of those days, I think maybe it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know. Horrible, horrible, horrible migraine. But I could tell from the aspects what was coming up. I knew how it was hitting my chart. And Venus broke through. And I think that's why things got so totally insane with the news. Okay? And then I was like, I just need to stop trying because this is crazy. And we had this new moon in Cancer. And Cancer rules the home. My home has been it has been like Grand Central Station here, which is a lot of fun. But also home, things of the home. If you guys could see behind me here, I have a bed totally taken apart. Nothing is in our bedroom. Today, we were supposed to finally have our bed delivered. Been waiting since March. We moved into this house a year ago, June. My husband and I have been sleeping on a $45 inflatable bed since then. And it hasn't popped. It's been really comfy and amazing. But my goodness, we want our bed. So the bed arrived today. Cleared everything out. The guys unpack it because they have to put it together. And a big, long wooden plank that was in there, it was broken, cracked in half. So they packed it up. We're like, okay, we're going to get your replacement. I'm like, okay, I'll just go shampoo my rugs now that nothing's in there. So it's been kind of like that. And I don't know when we're going to get our bed. And I have to reinflate the mattress. Or I'm going to sleep on the couch. We'll see. Whatever. But things of home, that type of nature. There's a lot of fighting going on in the cosmos and everybody is feeling it. And it's really, really, really uncomfortable. But I'm going to tell you guys, everything's going to be okay. It might not be easy or comfortable because we kind of thought we got to this election and maybe we could kind of coast through. Well, no, we have the transnational mafia doesn't want to go to jail. And that's the fight that we're fighting. It's really hard. I was saying today on Twitter, have you noticed how the narrative, whether it's here, other platforms, but even the news, it's like Donald lost. There should be zero coverage of him. We should be just talking about Biden. We should be seeing Kamala Harris plastered everywhere because of the enthusiasm behind her. And then Angela Merkel returning. Those are the things we should be talking about. And then Hillary Clinton going to dinner. Have we seen any of that? No. So that is just an example of how entrenched and deeply embedded this information war, disinformation war, this propaganda war, Putin's war on all fronts in our day-to-day lives, how deeply embedded it is. Any other presidency, we would not hear anything about him. Granted, there's that insurrection thing and he's kind of crazy. And so is the GOP. Because they know the power of the messaging and the narrative. Twice in Bob Woodward's Fury, maybe 3 times, they reference back to Jared saying that conflict, I don't think he used the word conflict, but conflict drives the narrative. If there's hostilities, if there's drama, that drives the narrative, and they always count on that to land on top and get their way. It's just how it works. So that's why they say totally bonkers, insane, crazy things, because that drives the narrative, and then the media is all over it, and then that's what we have to sit and listen to. And we're going through this again. So please just keep that in mind. The other thing we're going through again, and if you recall, the first impeachment, what was that, 2019? Around this time in 2019, I think we were coming up to the, Mueller was going to testify. Was it Elijah home that was broken into? Or was it, is Elijah Cummings the one? Yeah, his home was broken into. There was a lot going on, and people were screaming for impeachment. Remember that? All through the summer, people just screaming and howling for impeachment. And then, usually in August, Congress is not in session. So at the time then, I was feeling like Nancy's not going to say anything, because this keeps the issue in the news. The more that people scream and she does nothing, the more coverage it gets. And lo and behold, first day of fall, or maybe the second day of fall, that is when she talked impeachment, and there was a total change in the air, because I swear to God, she has got an astrologer. She has to. I just cannot believe her impeccable timing on so many fronts. So everything that's going on now with voting and the like, and all the pandemonium that's building up, and all the screaming that's going on about this, and the hysteria, and then all the lies, we've been through this before. Except this time we're in charge. So that is the parallel I'm seeing right now with the news and the voting rights, et cetera, et cetera. And I've not watched Rachel Maddow recently, because I feel like she keeps reporting on the same story. At least when I turn on the TV, I'm like, what? We talked about that. It's going to be a while before this gets resolved. There's so many things we could be talking about. So I really am not really paying attention to the news, but boy howdy, there's been a ton, and my goal tonight is to figure that all out as fast as I can. So yeah, this is gonna be chock full of a lot of information. There's just a couple things I'm going to talk about with this new moon in Cancer horoscope, and we haven't done the new moon wishes, and I keep getting, I think this is the other reason why I've been kept away, I keep getting a nod of the head, no, we're not doing that this cycle, because it's so bananas insane of everything that's getting triggered off from the past year. Those, I don't know how to say it, the fire clouds in Portland, Oregon, that is a wonderful example of all the pent-up energies and forces since the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, all of that getting whacked, triggered now, because the stuff has to transform. It's like it's not collapsing on itself, it's not imploding upon itself, but there's so much insane energy behind all of it that is what we're seeing. I forget who shared it on Twitter, the video and the picture of those clouds. It looked terrifying, but when I looked at it, I was like, well, that makes sense, because back in December 2020, maybe ahead of the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, I was trying to describe the changes that were ahead of us. And that, yes, indeed, a lot of people would die. And I didn't know how, but a lot of people were going to pass. And it was so much stuff that when I looked at those clouds in that video, that reminded me of how I felt that was ahead of us, but not that the world was going to explode, but it was going to be that intense, and we could feel the heat, and it would have a serious focus. So when I see that stuff manifest, especially this week, because so much of it is getting, it's, you know, like it's finally something, it has been ignited and it engaged. That's kind of what happened this week that we've been sitting on for about a year and a half. It's incinerating, it's been engaged. I'm trying to think of a different word, but there's no turning back. Everything's blowing up. We can't keep this pen. Everything has to change and shift. So this 2021 is our year of adapting to the 2020 hell that changed everything. Next year, 2022, is our Pluto return. We want to get this stuff out of the way before February. So I know it's uncomfortable. It's supposed to be uncomfortable, and you were meant to be here. Don't forget that. You, me, all of us were meant to be here as, you know, ambassadors of stability and goodwill from the cosmos to stay steady. Okay? So just give yourselves a hand. We've gotten this far, you guys. The fact that we got through 2020 blows my mind away, because there was another thing that was happening that I never got to talk about because it was just so crazy. But it was the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction we went through. That happens once every, 12 years. And usually with the Jupiter-Pluto, that's also a rise and fall. Mostly like militaristic ways, leaders dying off, leaving. Usually that's what symbolizes that. When you have an authoritarian dictator who takes the reins of the planet Pluto, that likes that power and that destruction and the pure evilness, that side, and likes to crack that whip and terrify everyone, that's the wrong side of Pluto. Pluto is transformational in its birth. It demands humbleness. That side, you can get stuff done. You use it in powerful, positive ways that it's meant to. You use it in bad ways. Jupiter comes along and says, I see what you did there. I'm the law. I am optimism in spades, and I'm going to blow you up and give everyone hope and faith to change. The Jupiter-Pluto is what took down Mussolini and Hitler. And that was just one. No, I think there were two then. Usually you only have one Jupiter-Pluto conjunction when it comes around every 12 years or so. Jupiter-Pluto rolled around and hit each other 3 times last year. On top of the 6 eclipses we had, we usually have 4. And we had started the year with the Saturn-Pluto and ended the year with the Saturn-Jupiter. 2020 was tough. We're halfway through 2021, and it's like we're cracking an egg. We are bursting forth and transforming. We want to get that stuff done before we go on to our Pluto return next year in our most decent state of being. Okay? It's a lot. It sucks, but it's going to be okay. Okay? Let me check in with you guys and say hello. Hi, you guys. Hi. Hi, you guys. Okay, you guys are all good? Look, okay, good. I see. Yes, for entertainment. Hi, Pammy. Okay. So the universe is looking out for us? Yes. If you're going to be an aholio, you're going to get your butt kicked. Be centered. Be thoughtful, meaning conscious about what you're doing day to day. Don't be an a-hole. Don't take the shortcut. Don't be frivolous. You know, take this stuff seriously. But also, you have to seriously consider how you're enjoying this as well. Okay, we can't get so down on this stuff. We are going through the process of transformation. We could just think of ourselves as a caterpillar that's becoming a butterfly. And this is what's going on underneath that little cocoon that keeps it safe while everything is blowing apart and changing. Kinda, yeah. We're transforming this year. We're adjusting. And I wasn't to do the new moon Cancer wishes because it's too insane. Because if there's anything, it's to be united. We're united in values. We're united in belongingness. We're united in connectedness. We're united in stability. We're united in our home, because really we can only tackle the foundation of us, but we already set up our core foundation last year. It's just, we kind of need to take a breather too. The body, Cancer, the sign of Cancer is represented by the moon, which represents your physical body. I don't want to do too much to shake up the stuff with the body, because our threshold is very low right now. We just want to keep it together. Keep it together. We're going to get through this. It's going to be okay. Okay? Okay. I want to give Clarence a ginormous hug. Hugs to Clarence. Okay. Okay. So, there's some things, this is all that I'm hoping to talk about tonight, because this is kind of the core of what's going on, because everything is so crazy. I'm going to tell you first, Venus, our lovely planet Venus, the planet of love, friendship, comfort, luxury, sweetness, partnership. It's the thing that you want. For the Republican Party, this is money and votes. Okay? Venus has been, okay, so first Mars had to traverse kind of this nasty obstacle field where it was kind of walking on a tightrope with straitjacket. Can't really get a whole lot done. Can't go very fast. And that's because of the way Mars is your energizer. Mars is your defender. Mars is a thing where you're like, I'm going to get this done. But the tightrope had blocks in front of it. No, you're not going to get this done today, because there's blockages, and then there's sudden stuff showing up where it's wrecking your balance that you didn't plan for, you couldn't see. Mars just had to cooperate. Could not be really a warrior. Maybe when the sun went down, maybe, but it's been hard. But Mars moved out of that. Okay, because that's this big old ugly T-square. Mars and Venus squaring off with Uranus opposite Saturn. It's tough. And so then it was like we could feel some relief. Let's do stuff about voting rights. Let's get this done. Well, the vote is represented by Venus. Harmony is represented by Venus. Being able to manifest that is represented by Venus. It's in Leo. It's very proud. And Mars and Venus are getting it on. They're hot and steamy and happy in the sign of Leo with a big full heart. Passion. But Venus has had to go through that gauntlet that Mars went through. And for Venus, this is when the Republican Party is always their most cruel, their most sinister, their most ridiculous. I can always tell. You can see in their attitudes, like when Venus is compromised, whether she's retrograde or she can't do anything, that's when they're worst. Every single time, especially being misogynistic, the misogyny. Well, she had to go through that gauntlet. And it was really annoying. The drums were pounding last week. Really, really, really. People just out of their minds. Get this done. Why aren't you? Well, we can't. Venus finally got through that nastiness. I think it broke through late Monday night. Venus, circulation, next to Mars, the head. Oh, no. Just 1 second. Okay. I'm sorry. Family should see. Family, I need to turn this around. I went late so I wouldn't have any conflicts. Okay. Venus went through that. It finally broke through, and then it was like something burst. We have more things kind of cooperating. I think Pelosi said that they were going to do the January 6th thing, investigation. A lot of things broke through. And it's just been kind of a rush, like the news that we value finally came rushing out. And this is all, so your Venus circulatory system. So maybe headaches, because Mars rules the head. So this broke through this week. So now we're going to be able to move forward and have a little bit more wiggle room. Okay? There's that. Oh my goodness, is that Linda Foster? She's here, yay! Welcome, Linda, so nice to see you. Okay, so I wanted to tell you that. I'm going to tell you some little funny asteroid things that I noticed. So this asteroid, Diaresta, I don't know how if I'm saying that correctly. This is stuff that sticks to you. Cannot break free from you. You are stuck. Well, where are you? This is so good. Was conjunct Itokawa, which I think is basically going down in flames. Let me double check. But this is like saying you are stuck and you're going down, and you're going to go down hard. Where is it? Itokawa. See, look at this. Going down in defeat. Beginning of a bad experience. This is a milestone, and there's a lot of discovery stuff that goes on about it. So this is going down in defeat, and it's sticking to you. And McCarthy was conjunct that as well. So that's a nice little threesome. I'll give a 3 of cups for that. So that was Diaresta. This one I love. This is my new favorite thing. Plutarchos. I don't know how I came across this one. I thought it was going to be like a bad Pluto thing. No, this is really good. This guy, like 100 AD. This guy, was he was a priest. He was one of the priests that was from the Oracle, Delphi. I don't know how to say this correctly. These are just the words I'm remembering. He was such an exceptional master and teacher. His thing was about striving for excellence and service. He did not want to have anything to do with luxury or pamperedness, because the true wealth and glory was being of excellence to each other, to your higher God. And he was the first one who was the philosopher on morals and character. So this showed up. Get this, I like this. It is conjunct Camelia. I'm using Camelia, Camelia for her. Conjunct her. Also, right there with them is General MacArthur. You know, that guy from World War II, solving our problems. And was anybody else there? No, it's just those 3. There might have been more. But there's some major stuff going on. Major stuff. With excellent guidance and strategy, you guys. Parlor. It's actually an asteroid for Parlor. That showed up basically. I looked at its chart. There's a site that shows you an instant astrology chart from when it was discovered. So Parlor, this was conjunct USA Moon, which is the people. But it's midheaven, the thing that it becomes, what it is in reality, was conjunct ops. Like, we've got an intelligence operation going on, and it's based in, at the bottom, tell. So to me, this was saying to me that app Parlor, the people who were using it, there's major ops going on based on the content and what they told each other. Parlor isn't what they thought Parlor was. Which reminded me of the readings that I did recently about Rebecca kind of throwing Roger under the bus. All of them, they're mad because they're caught, you guys. Oh my gosh, there was another one. Maybe, is it this Parlor? Okay, I don't know who tweeted this, but basically I just read the little blurb that they had in the filing. Maybe it was for the search warrants for people who flipped. No, I'm going to have to find it. But basically this filing included data from apps, blah, 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 blah. And then it said, and geofence data. I screamed. You guys know what geofence is, right? That app, this one, you know, ANOM, Operation Trojan Shield. The FBI geofenced that app so that if it was being used in the United States, nothing was being transmitted to the remote servers in a third country. But if you were using that ANOM and you came into the United States, well, then it's going to be recording everything while you're in the United States. That app started in Australia and worked its way around the globe, I think, and finally came to the United States. So the people on January 6th, whatever data they have, the search warrants also included geofenced data, and that was screaming to me ANOM, and I bet the NCRO. I don't know if this was geofenced, but geofenced data, that absolutely, in my eyes, has to do with the FBI apps. Screaming. So if you're geofenced and you came into the U.S. for the January 6th party on the Hill, so were you invited here? Who was your connection here? Because now this app is going to go off with all your connections already in the U.S. And now we've got all of your connections, and they also had location information. These people are screwed so bad. The next asteroid, there's one called CloudGate. And I, again, was screaming when I saw this one because this has to do with the night... was it just last? I can't even remember what night it was. It had to have been last night. Bill Barr, email data on his last day. And he did more stuff. CloudGate. Now we have this geofence stuff. And then today we found out that Israel... two other malware, spyware things that they were using on citizens worldwide and the U.S., basically against dissidents or, you know, that weren't liked abroad. They could be surveilled. That came out. There's this asteroid called CloudGate, and I believe it is 26 degrees Leo. That is Donald's Mars. We're going to find out more about him and how he used personal data and the cloud against We the People and others. A whole bunch just came out about Jamal as well. This one was pretty funny. Patsy. Yeah, he's a patsy. That was conjunct Lindsey Graham and Melanie. Patsy. Yeah, we know. We know you're a patsy. And then this last one, Havana blew me away. It's at 2 Sagittarius. Look at who's conjunct Havana. It started off, I was like, oh, Ingram, as in Laura Ingram, is conjunct Havana. Yeah, no surprise there. Because, you know, Cuba, all that stuff, that's like where they do their talking. That's like where Russia drops stuff off or China drops stuff off, and then it gets disseminated, you know, here. So we had Havana and Ingram. And then I decided, for whatever reason, to look. I saw Ninja. I wrote it down. I'm like, I wonder where this is. It's also at 2 degrees Sagittarius. So now we've got China, Cuba, Laura Ingram, think Fox, at 2 Sag. And then the last one I looked at, DeWar. They're all at 2 degrees Sag, which just tells me once again, they are at war against the U.S. and things are getting dropped off, shipped off. Havana's a touch point for the China and whatever they're doing. That I almost fainted. Oh, and Vatican City is also, oh, yes, this, okay, this one. So CloudGate is 26 degrees Leo, Donald's Mars is 26 degrees Leo, and Vatican City, ding, 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 27 degrees Leo, all that. There are some crazy asteroid stories going on, but that was the most important or easiest for me to tell you. You guys know how I keep talking about this Saturn-Pluto conjunction? On that day, the moon was 17 degrees Leo. I knew that this was going to be a powerful week because Mars was going to be kicking off this week with everything related to Leo, the president. At the time, it was Donald, and all the crap that he did. All the crap that he did while he was in office. And this is not going to end. Because at this new moon in Cancer, I was like, oh, military, what's going to happen with the military? Because the sun and the moon, we're here in the 6th house of service. Military, who we've been hearing from is General Milley. Holy crap. And then 7th house here, your partners or your opposition. This is happening everywhere. Holy cow. I reposted the video that I did back January 4th, 6th, 2020. There's a 3-part video I did based on, remember General Soleimani? I posted the part 3. General Milley was just saying, was it yesterday or the day before, why Don Julio wanted to do this about impeachment and something else. Well, that all came up in that last video. He was screaming again. How you guys doing? Hi, GM Dave. Yeah. Okay, yeah, just a couple of fun little asteroids, just for fun. Last time Tucker was the cuck. This time Lindsay's the patsy. Okay. So, now, can I do this? Can I try and make sense of this past week for you guys? Because it's really been kind of nuts. I'm just like, stop criming so I can catch up. No. Are they going to do that? No. Okay. So this Tarotscope that I did it at home. This caught my eye. This astrology card. In Washington, D.C., over here in the 5th house of the sun, our president, Uranus, genius. Now, I'm like, what is he up to? I'm like, he has got something up his sleeve that he's been working on for a while, because that card showed up the week before. It showed up here and who he is. Uranus genius. I can't even remember what happened last week. Unexpected innovative plans. Oh, was it Build Back Better? Jobs? I think so, because I think that's what it was. Getting that rolled out. And then that's where it showed up. But even last week, I'm like, what's going on? Because when he was abroad, this always stuck out to me. Even though he was in the UK for the new moon eclipse, which we were very excited for, in Washington, D.C., this card, Uranus Genius, showed up here in the area of secrets and hidden enemies. So I'm like, what's percolating? What are they working on back at home? So that always stood out to me, because while Biden was in the UK, he kept showing up as the devil card. I'm like, why are you the devil there, not here? Well, we figured out, basically, he was going around and talking with other world leaders because he's got something that is stuck to Don Julio, which back then, connecting the dots, thinking that he was caught on ANOM, you know, that video that I did where I was laughing hysterically because he was bragging about the app and how awesome it was. Well, those texts don't lie. It's stuck to him like the devil. So when we were having the new moon eclipse in Gemini, Biden was the devil in the UK. He's got some, and he's the leader. This is the leader. So he was the leader while he was at the UK. And he's like, I'm the devil. And he's like passing off, talking to everyone there about the devil. Meanwhile, Don Julio is at Mar-a-Lago. What is down here in the fourth house of home, where you go to hide and where you protect yourself, and kind of your gravitational force of what's pulling you down, that you can't escape from like a magnet, is the devil. So Uranus Genius showed up here in Washington, D.C. as a secret hidden enemy while Biden was playing devil. Then it disappeared. And then it came back these last 2 weeks and went from here to here. Here, this is what he was going to do. This, I feel like he's more embodying that idea. And oh, guess who came today? Angela Merkel. I was watching part of their dialoguing and their exchange and their conversation. They're doing something, you guys. And she has to act like she doesn't know. They're not very good liars, or maybe it's just me picking up on it, because in their conversation, like I was like seeing this in my mind, and I'm seeing cards, and then I'm like, oh, I'm like, you guys are lying. Well, they're telling the truth, but only they're doing more. They're doing more, which is just made me really happy. Yeah. Okay, so I threw a bunch of Tarotscopes this week. Let me get it. Oh, I didn't get to that. One of them, I did Biden's. I always start off with him and Harris. I added treason, the ongoing GQP coup. And then finally I was like, what is he waiting for? What is Biden waiting for? And as the days have gone on, I'm like, oh, aha. So he's waiting on the devil. He's a little devil. Maybe that's when Angela came. He's waiting on information related to income, money, receipts, related to the Queen of Wands, which is another nation. He's waiting on that information, that stuff that he needs. He is waiting on, the thing that struck me the most was that once they announced that Jeff Flake was the nominee to the ambassador for Turkey, that lined up with him. So he was waiting on something with him to go to Turkey. And personally, I think that's a really good decision. Jeff Flake, Arizona, Republican. But I don't know if we could send any Democrat to Turkey to work on anything, because they're very GOP-y there, you know, far right. So I like that choice. It just feels good all over to me. And I threw cards on Flake, and he is so proud, because it's like they've got a plan going on his specific role. And I could feel like Turkey was like disappointed, because it's almost like I felt like Erdogan felt like he was caught. He was going to get caught in something with like proof, because Jeff Flake has something to exchange. I don't know what it is, but he's an excellent choice. And it was kind of like Jeff Flake was kind of like the cat who swallowed the fish. Just the grin on his face going there, whatever they got going is pretty good. So that was what he was waiting for. Veep, she's covering everything, you guys. We don't see very much from her, but holy cow, is she on this? There's something out that she's also coordinating with Jeff Flake. It's just like kind of wow what she's all over, what she's doing. What? Okay, so there was that. Next. I have sensed. How are you guys doing? Okay. So I just wanted to check, make sure everything's okay. So I have sensed there's some weird agreement with Don Julio and WEISSEL. There is some agreement, like he knew he was going to take the hit for it. Like they knew this was going to happen, so they were planning accordingly. But it is so ugly, the reason why they have this agreement. And when I was tuning into this trend, it was like a very hostile, growling match. Like if you want to, what was that movie with the vampires and the dogs, the werewolves? How those wolves, how they would growl. It's like fighting, like there's that much intensity between them. And why this is happening, I mean, he's getting threatened hugely. And it's not just him. It's like their boss's boss's boss. You know, the transnational mafia. This is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. Because then I realized what was going on. And I put that together. And then I was like, oh, I see. Don't let me forget to tell you about this. So, what day is this? This is my second page of Tarotscopes. So I saw a little blurb on Twitter. Some person, I'm following them, they have so much good information. You guys, leave me alone. Okay. Oh my God, I just lost my train of thought. I know I shouldn't have looked at that. This HYDRA. This is an illegal crypto. It's the largest, what? It's the largest to date, HYDRA. They only do business with those that speak in the Russian language. But it's the largest crypto in that of all the transactions that took place, 75% of that was through HYDRA. They only deal with Russian-speaking things. I looked at how this is related to stub, and then how both of these work with the rusher, okay? Because this is the thing that's doing the hacking, mail, ransom stuff. This has, I mean, think about that. 75% of the transaction, it accounts for that money. That's huge. So that's what this is. That's what these are. The heavy purple line is both of these, and the rusher, the role that it does. This is HYDRA itself. These squares are Pooty. So when I'm asking, what is their agreement? It kind of goes back to this. Just when I looked at this, it goes back to other things, I'm sure. But the other thing that I discovered that day, there was another thing that happened with solar winds, and then ANOM, and then, oh, this is when the Haiti, the Cuba, and South Africa protests, then Florida, Colombia, and Venezuela. Is that because they arrested a doctor in Florida with ties to the Colombian security company that's based in Doral, Florida? And then the people that were arrested for this, Colombians, Haitian Americans. And all of a sudden, Cuba pops off. I'm like, this has to be related. This stuff doesn't just happen because Cuba, their protests, I don't know who's running the show over there, because I know that the last Castro stepped down. But their president or whoever is in charge said they're running a really great ground game with the, I don't know if it's the disinformation, by using social media platforms to get people pissed off and protesting. This person who's in charge described it exactly as how we see things all of a sudden, groundswell protests, and then just egging it on, egging it on, egging it on. So these things, it's like all this happened one after another after another. So what is Donald and Weisselberg's agreement involving HYDRA, Pooty, rusher, hacking, all this stuff? The second economy. Well, it's kind of scary how this stuff lined up. So their agreement, we have the Two of Swords reversed. I wish I had my cards up. You know, that's the settlement. The Two of Swords is having to make a bad decision. The Two of Swords reversed. That's the settlement. The decision has been made, and that's that. That's the target. That's what we're going to go with. Well, their agreement, who they are, how they most identify that agreement, the Two of Swords reversed, shows up with the Cuba. Yeah, there's just so much Cuba. So they have stuff going on with Cuba. And then the other things that showed up, I cannot even read this. The Knight of Pentacles, that's the treason weasel. Where is it? I think my Knight of Pentacles, oh my God. The Knight of Pentacles is the treason weasel. So why am I? That's also the Cuba Knight of Pentacles. Then the yellow highlighted is treason. We have HYDRA, the Page of Pentacles, the people with the money. Down here at the Cuba, here's the Knight of Cups, the offering. That's always Don Julio making offers to people. And their Donald and Weissel's agreement, what was giving them life this week about their agreement, was that Knight of Cups. Donald going out and offering crap. And Cuba's got the money and the comms on that. Their agreement... I didn't even see this. Oh my God. So their communications with their agreement, there's the emperor. Down here, who has the emperor? ANOM. He and Weisselberg were caught on ANOM, you guys. I thought it was just a joke. No, they got freaking caught. At the foundation of their agreement is the Fool. They're both indicted. And then the fifth house of the sun, you know, the leader is with the Page of Pentacles, the person with the money, the Seven of Cups, the delivery, the cloud, the confusion. And that, their agreement, goes to Trump Organization. Right there, same place. Two of Cups reversed. Don't you dare break our agreement on how we are doing stuff around here. Their agreement, the reason why he was terminated from other Trumpy stuff this week, he was terminated from some duties. Both their agreement and being terminated came from the Queen of Wands. Hello, that's the Rusher. Their agreement, their partnerships include the Hermit, Surveillance, CPAC, Justice, usually that is Putin's justice. Their shared resources, the King of Pentacles reversed. I'm sure that shows up somewhere else. Five Pentacles reversed, Seven of Wands. I'm sure I could line this up with so many other things. Seven of Swords, Three of Pentacles here. What does that line up? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so their reason why they have this agreement, why Weissel's going to jail first, because their hidden enemy is the Three of Pentacles reversed. Their secret discussions, dark money, the decisions they made, it lines up with Russia as the function of HYDRA and Putin. Look at that. That's why I don't know if Weisselberg is going to flip, you guys, because the growling that's going on between them and how much trouble they're in, I don't know. I think they're both scared of Putin. I'm not so confident he's going to do the flip, right? Okay. Oh, hockey sticks. Hockey sticks. Did you guys see this? I'm so in love. You're going to like this. I know I'm going off target here. Let me get a picture. GeneralMilley. I love him. I found out today, let me bring it up here. I found out today, General Mark Milley, when he did ROTC after high school, and then he went to four-year college. He went to Princeton, and he played hockey, and he was the team captain. He was the team captain of their hockey team at Princeton, and I saw his stats. I'm like, he's got to be a defenseman because he's got no points. He was a defenseman. Defense wins. This is why he's all about defense. This is where he learned this stuff. And his coach at the time, coach for 40 years, he said, General Mark Milley, his nickname was Mill Dog. I love that. Of all the players he's ever coached, he has stood above the rest. Stood out. This guy, he broke his jaw during game. Now, mind you, this is in the 70s. They don't even wear visors. They wear their helmets, but they don't even have a cage. Broke his jaw in a game. He went and wired his jaw shut himself and returned and played the rest of the game and every single game after. That is so hot. That is insane. I am just blown over. I'm his biggest fan. I'm on a mission to find out what number he wore. But his picture, where is it? He's so handsome. Let me see if I can find it. He is so handsome. Where is he? Oh, here. Look at him. That's him. His captain. That's General Mark Milley. Isn't that awesome? Tough tough guy. I was just like looking at his stats and I just like was imagining the type of player he was. And I was just like, oh my God. And then throw that in with Gates in that hearing, trying to for him to show that level of restraint when I knew he just wanted to like check him into the boards and, you know, all that hockey stuff. It's like, you know what? Back off. You guys have no idea what you're dealing with here at all. At all. Okay, so there's that. Okay, I have to, The World Beneath podcast is my favorite thing. I can't stop listening to, it is so amazing. This, you guys know Lincoln's Bible. If you're on Twitter, she is at Lincoln's Bible. I have just watched her evolve the past 4 years. I have watched her research over this time. She made this insanely powerful podcast. She was the only one that could explain what was really going on with the mob, the mafia, how it got started, who the big families were, why the Manafort, Kellyanne Conway's grandpa, and the Trumps all know each other, and why this is in Canada, and what this has to do with prohibition. Because, you guys, it's all happening again. What happened then during prohibition and those people. So she's a screenwriter. So that is why her storytelling is so amazing. So this is it. The World Beneath. She has 5 seasons. Each season, you can break it into 2 parts. She does an episode and tells the story of what happened. Like the Lucianos and the Meyer Lanskys and this and that, Capone. And she tells the real story, and she does not like to knock certain movies, but The Untouchables drives her crazy because she's like, that's not what happened. Elizabeth Friedman is the one who brought down Capone. The first ever cryptanalyst. She's the reason basically why we have the NSA. And like nobody's ever heard of her. There should be statues of her everywhere. But so they divide this in 2 parts. So like she'll do an episode of history, what happened, she tells the story. And then the next episode, the even numbers, she does a sit-down interview with someone in that field who knows what's going on. So for example, the first episode, I think maybe it was Meyer Lansky got shot. Nope. It's a different guy. Anyway, took a bullet to his stomach. That guy gets shot. She tells about how it took 7 months to set this up. This goes into then intelligence. So her next interview she does is with someone who worked for 30 years at the NSA, which actually happens to be her uncle. She has recruited the best storyteller. Greg Olear is on there. He gives the history and how dumb we are, basically, in the only way he can tell it. She talks about Elizabeth Friedman and how she brought down the mob and how she was recruited to decipher message. She and her husband intercepted and decoded every single telegram in, I believe, World War I and World War II. Even if it wasn't a language they didn't know, they could decode everything. It is just amazing. And now she's talking about Capone. And this now leads to the island of Jersey. If you're going to talk about mobsters, Meyer Lansky is the one who invented money laundering. He went off to Switzerland. But basically, the go-to place is this island of Jersey. It's horrible what's going on there, and is still going on there, and it's like $1 trillion offshore. Ultimately, all these mobsters, you know how it's all connected. This is kind of like the ground zero of the money and the nasties. This is a place. So I highly recommend This World Beneath, because as you listen to it with everything we've lived through, the last 4 years and why does this ever end? You start to see the layers of what got us to where we are now, and you start to see the layers on what our FBI is doing and how we have to cooperate with so many other countries. This is so massive. I knew it was massive, but this podcast has given so much more dimension and explaining that it makes sense. And it's also why I think it's going to be okay, you guys. Might not be easy, but it's going to be okay. Okay, so I talked about that. How are you guys doing? Oh, Lanny, she was trained by the State Department. Yes, I love Greg. He's so funny. He is so funny. Okay. Okay, so that's it. I want to make sure I talked about that. Okay, so then we had another ClusterF, another clustercluck of a day. Was it yesterday? How the BLURB crap that came out. I thought about this yesterday. For those of you that have been with me for a while, maybe it was a year or two ago, I was railing again about Nancy being a phenom, that she had to have an astrologer because she did something when she was going to call BLURB in and someone else to come talk to Congress on why they did something. Of course, BLURB blew it off. But the thing is, the day that she chose to do this, I said, BLURB is caught up in this eclipse energy. He cannot get away from this. He is snagged in this forevermore. I wish I could find which one that was, but it was a really pointed reading I did. Maybe it was a live that he was tagged forevermore. And here we are, these last couple days, massive major triggers, he blows up right on time. So let's see if I can put this together for you guys, because we have Jamal, we have a gag order, Jamal disappearing, Greg Abbott, Intertech and Bar, that case that was sealed, and the mayor of Miami. See if we can make sense of this for you guys, because it goes together. Now, where are we? What happened here? Okay. So there was something just came out. Was it yesterday? These days just run into one another. About how the guys that chop Jamal, they were trained by U.S. military. Go figure. Just like the U.S. military trained the Haiti people. It's like this keeps happening. So I think that's what the article was about, because they found out the bone saw guys were trained by our military. So this was another podcast I started listening to, which was just amazing. Michael Isikoff, his series, it's really good. You can listen to it through your computer. I don't even know what the name of it is. But I had to listen on, fast at a higher speed so I could get through as much as I could. So way back when, in 2018, maybe it was 2017, because I can't remember which year it was, but Jamal Khashoggi, I don't think I can say his name. I don't want to buffer. Jamal suddenly, on the morning of October 26, 2017, he decides to call the FBI and says, because at that time we were getting really close to putting the Saudis on trial for what happened on 9/11. They had witnesses close to the Saudis inside that were ready to testify. So Jamal calls up the FBI and says, hey, do you need some help? I think I can help you, because a long time ago, he used to be good friends with bin Laden. They were very good friends. He's got a really kind of shady past. So, and so then he goes and has coffee with this Agent Hunt, H-U-N-T. And they have coffee in D.C. kind of public. And so that was in October. And then he was pissed off and decided to do that because his son back in Saudi Arabia, he was banned from traveling to the U.S. because of the Muslim ban. He couldn't get here. And that is just when he finally was like, here, I'm going to talk to the FBI, see what I can help him with. So at the time, the 9/11 case is moving forward. They have 3 witnesses and key testimonies. At the time, we also learned that the Saudis, of course, are carrying on with covert ops here in the USA against dissidents. Of course, Jamal was targeted with that. Well, back then, Bill Barr issues a gag order, I think on this 9/11 case. He blocks key details from the FBI investigation into the Saudi role with 9/11. So he does that. And the covert ops were against MBS dissidents. What they found out, that it was a premeditated murder with him, because when Jamal went abroad to go to that embassy, the doctor, the people that were planning to do this, suddenly they were flying, I can't remember which embassy, which country this is in, but that plane had to stop in Cairo to pick up some lethal drugs in order to kill him. So we know that. So, and he was killed, I think, in 2018. And Jamal told the FBI, if you're working with this law firm, I could be a confidential informant. Well, Barr issues that gag order, and then what happens in the interim is that this Agent Hunt never heard from Jamal again. So the Tarotscopes that I was doing here, why did you do this? Barr issues a gag order on key details on the FBI investigation. Why? Who is he? The most important thing is the fool. Someone's a fool? Are they indicted? Or are they going to be made a fool? The only person that lines up with the fool is the reason why Hunt never heard back from Khashoggi. And then I looked at, what did Donald think about the agent and Jamal? Basically, the story that was told was that I think Barr and Donald found out here in D.C. from surveillance what he decided to do, had that interview, and that's when the plan, I think, got rolling to lure him over there to take him out related to this 9/11 stuff. Does that make sense? Yep, that's exactly what happened here. That's the only way I can interpret it. This, another cover-up. Somebody is up. How are you guys doing? October 2nd, 2018 is when his conversation was October 26, 2017 with that Agent Hunt. So I don't know what he was doing all around in the meantime, but she never heard back from him. Hi, Marby. Okay. So that's what I got from that. Connie, how's Jared connected with? Because Jared is in the middle of all these things all of the time, basically. Okay, so this happened, was this yesterday, earlier in the day? And then the day went on because we're not done. We've talked about Weisselberg's agreement with Donald because of the HYDRA, the Russia, and these other countries that they've paid off. They've got a relationship with Cuba, Florida, Colombia, Venezuela. Then we find out about, in the news, Bill Barr ordering this gag order related to 9/11. Then a news story blows up. Can you believe it? I mean, this is some really damning stuff. But then what happens? And we've not heard a thing since, because you know it was staged. Allie Alexander and some other lady are going off about the grifter GOP, Rona Romney, whatever, taking $250 million and none for us. We're not voting GOP. That dominated the headlines. It was a stage, you guys. It was just to get something going, to overwhelm these stories that are coming out. But if that wasn't enough for you, then Governor Abbott had to say that these Texas Democrats were going to be, I don't even know what this word is, cabined, arrested. Made a big splash about that. So we're still not talking about Bill Barr. We're not talking about this HYDRA stuff. We're not talking about Jamal. That narrative ends. And then, what breaks? What happens after that? I could not believe these stories were coming in one after another. There's another, I got a thing called, this got sealed. This case, Intertech, I can't believe this Bill Barr again. Company in New Hampshire. They, owned by Matthew Gradowski, intentionally falsified documents, avoided export rules and laws, and avoided compliance things because they decided to anyway ship scientific instruments, including stuff for weapons of mass destruction, to sanctioned Russia because this was used by their FSB. That's like their CIA. This is based in New Hampshire. They sent stuff to sanctioned, you know who, Russia. And that happened, I don't know when exactly, but Barr's role in it is that he decided to seal this case for 2 years or so. He could extend his need to have this case sealed 2 times. And when the second time expired, that was yesterday. So that's why we found out about this Intertech place. So, the search warrants are originally filed in January 2020. The DOJ required 2 extensions to keep the court record sealed, which expired Tuesday. What day is today? Thursday. So I did Tarotscopes on why did Barr seal that. And then, what happened after that? Trump was upset with Kavanaugh. So now, we're not talking about Intertech anymore. We're talking about Donald is upset with Kavanaugh. If it were up to me, blah, 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 blah. Barr seals that 2 times. Why? We've got the magic card all over this. Why is Donald upset with Kavanaugh? At the root of it is this bad news, page of wands he's getting about the magic person, Barr. That's why he's blabbering. And then, right after that, if that wasn't enough for you, because we're not talking about Intertech anymore, we're not talking about Jamal anymore, we're not talking about Trump Organization anymore, what capped off last night, or Tuesday night, was the mayor of Miami tells Fox News that the United States should airstrike Cuba. What the heck? Okay. So, I did a Tarotscope. Why? What does Haiti have to do with this? To cover up what? What are we covering up? Which is all this in the green. And it's to kill the stories about a public servant with Bill Barr because of the news that the guy did regarding Intertech. There's the hidden enemy is that if anybody finds out about the lovers going on here, because the more I looked at this with the mayor of Miami telling Fox News this in the role of Cuba, and then remember the tennis pavilion there that Melanie designed? There's a relation to that and also Nick, I felt like this basically was the mayor of Miami sending a message to get out there that, hey, we've got some big problems here. I'm causing a big distraction, but you people out there got to pay attention to Cuba if you know how we work with the Cuba. So, and that's when Greg Abbott said our people are going to arrest it. So can I just remind you all the crap that oh, and the other thing that nobody heard about was our Department of Defense guy, Austin, announced what they're doing. I was floored. First of all, he has such a beautiful, booming baritone voice that is so soothing to hear. If you want to relax and feel good that he's got our back and he knows what he's doing, just listen to him. His voice will soothe you into understanding, yeah, we're going to be okay. Since he's been in, they have over 600, let me repeat, over 600 AI programs running now for our defense. That's insanely awesome. And that's on the heels of what they know about ANOM and all that stuff. Crazy. So that all happened. I have not been able to get to the cabinet because everyone's going crazy. Bill Barr again, seizing email about stuff related to Trump, Russia, while Jared is setting up a back channel. Blah, 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 Sergey. And then Mike Flynn was part of the meetings. Yeah. Same idiots. So basically, that's it. I'm done. Then we had Angela Merkel show up today. What do I have? I have Biden, Merkel, and they're meeting. Their communications is the Queen of Pentacles. Unfair practices by other countries. Communicating how to deal with that. They were in agreement that our relationship and our alliance is solid and strong and successful. They have a secret. Merkel thinks it's a tower, but their meeting says it has to do with the Page of Cups and a Fool. There's someone they have got as a target. In their meeting that they had today, communications about the devil. That's Biden when he was abroad. And what he was working on as the devil, we think with how they've caught everyone, because this stuff sticks. Yeah, they talked about that stuff, and this is his partner. Actually, it's his opponent. So they were very productive. Yeah, the devil. They are working on that devil piece. And they've got a lot of Ace of Pentacles, new venture, success. I love it. So that's it. Are we up to speed? That makes sense to you. We have a quarter moon tomorrow. I hope I'm able to do it. I'm just totally going with the flow because everything's happening here at home. Do you guys have any questions? I know this was late. I covered a ton of territory. I want my thing to erase this. Where's my thing to erase? I cannot move around with all this stuff in here. I think I'm sleeping on the couch tonight, you guys. Because this is such a mess. Yeah, I can't even find my thing to clean this off. Okay, well, I can't clean it off. You have any questions? What's going on? I don't know how she keeps tracking all this. I just grab a piece of paper and I throw cards. I state my question and then I throw cards over the Tarotscope. And magically they all line up. I mean, I have good hands. If I had bad hands, I don't think I could do this. I have psychic hands. Very good. Michael Grant, I know someone from Budapest got me into a summer international bluff. Oh, okay. Thank you, Pamela. Yes, thank you so much for your help, Pamela. Thank you, John. It's entertaining, isn't it? So right now, so we have another, we have some big butt kicking stuff happening this week. So we're not out of the woods. This is going to be a jolt of a summer. This sun is going to go into Leo toward it. I don't even know what day it is today. 16th. About 5 days it goes into Leo. Leo rules the heart. It rules the back. I will tell you, through probably August, do not take chances. Protect your heart. If you're tired, rest. I'm expecting that we're going to have a really humid August, September, and that can be hard on the body. You have to watch your hydration. Take good care of your heart. Please take good care of your heart, because again, it's set up that anything can happen on the fly, and before you know it, it's like, what's happening? Uranus, on top of it, I think is going retrograde soon. I think last summer we had this Uranus go retrograde. We saw like a bunch of prominent people, a bunch of heart attack deaths. I feel like this is shaping up for that again now. Maybe not as bad as last summer because Mars was retrograde in Aries. Mars and Venus are traveling close together, but it's still a possibility. I don't know what to expect. I just know it could be very stressful for the heart, especially into that first week of, oh, yes. In that first week to 2 weeks, the 7th through like the 14th are hard. They are hard, hard, hard. T-Bard, you've been really tired? Yeah, yes, T-Bard, you have been. So have I. Because fixed signs like myself and T-Bar, I know her sun is near mine. We are caught. We are based, like, you know how I said we're in this T-square. We've got Mars and Venus. We've got Uranus, that's circulation. We've got Saturn here, which is retrograde. Scorpio is over here. We're tired because we have nothing helping us. We have these huge heavy hitters that are draining our energy, blocking us from getting what's going on. And it's like our opponent or something else suddenly needs help with something. Suddenly, we don't really get a say in much. And so, yeah, that's why I've been kind of like cautious. Am I going live? Am I not? Because it's just kind of an up and down thing. And so expect this into the rest of the summer. Okay? Okay. Saturn's on top of your Venus, Michael Grant. So Saturn, that's blockages. Venus circulation. So if circulation is an issue for you, Venus is free though. She's working much better now. But that's when I like get nervous about the blood in a fire sign. Saturn blockages in an air sign. Squaring off with Uranus with a sudden thing that could bring something to fire. Air feeds fire. Something suddenly firing things up. So that's why it's hard with the heart. So you also have to keep the blood, hydrated. You don't want your blood to get thick because these things will just weigh down more. I just suddenly had in my mind blackstrap molasses, unsulfured blackstrap molasses as iron for the blood. I not even thought about that in so long. Holly Coleman, Uranus goes retrograde near the middle of August. He's moving towards 15 degrees Taurus too, which is kind of in Leo, that 15 degree Leo, that's kind of a deadly, it is not a fortunate degree. It's that midpoint in Leo, and those midpoints through the signs, I think of that as like your meridians in your body, like where the yang of that meridian flips to yin. And so with Leo at 15 degrees, it's kind of like your arterial flipping to Venus. It's a really subtle thing. And again, energy. I'm thinking about Donna Eden. I'm sorry, I don't know where my eraser. This is just not working. I have to have something. I have something here. Ah, here it is. like a mountain full of stuff. So the other thing I'm thinking about, energy medicine, Donna Eden, her energy medicine. In fact, I started doing this yesterday. The 5-minute routine, that it's really kind of amazing. It gets your energies unscrambled and flowing in the correct direction, and what energies, things that are supposed to rise, and energies that are supposed to go down and drain, do that. So it's really kind of amazing. Okay. Oh, I know that Wi-Fi whole thing with the oh my gosh, I can't even. Yep. Okay. Oh wait, I want to see the live chat. I want to see everybody. So, anything else? Anything else? Let's see, happening to these. What do I see? Carol, what do I see will happen to these big criminal players? They're caught. But it's going to take a while. It's if we're just finding out about this stuff, like with Barr, these 3 stories, just imagine what's going to come up as we go on as things get released. And we have a July 27, they're having the insurrection committee invest. It's a lot of stuff is going to still be coming out. They're still having massive, huge busts. It takes a while to get these things going and then to go through the process. I mean, Lev Parnas, I think his case was started in court. I mean, think about how long we've been waiting for that to get going. So it takes a while. This is not going to be done this summer. This stuff is still going to be going on next year. It's going to take a while, but it's going to be okay. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Things are going to be okay. Okay. Where have I been, Bev? Smutler? New moon cancered? And there are a lot of things that are still sealed. I mean, there are things we might not even find out about in our lifetimes. When I was listening, the Elizabeth Friedman, I mean, she is the original cryptanalyst. Her stuff that she worked on World War I, World War II, and during Prohibition, some of those things are still classified. I don't know if we will ever be able to see them. But what I love about this podcast, The World Beneath Us, seeing the process that they went through with Prohibition and all of them, and like the grandparents of Don Julio and all of them, you see the thoroughness, the depth, but how big and how hard it is to get them, because you only get one chance. This is going to be one thing at a time, and they're not going to move until it is solid done. Just like I think that's why the Dems don't say anything, because everything they say gets weaponized, and they want to give absolutely zero clue as to what they're doing, because that is how much interference they're getting all the time. So if you feel like your hair is on fire and people around you, their hair is on fire, there's a reason the hair is on fire. Change the channel, do something else. That is also part of the information war. I cannot listen to news stories that keep getting repeated every single day. And the things we hear in the news are the things that they're letting us hear. The things we want to hear and should be hearing are not in the news. we are getting all those crazy stories from the GOP to interrupt the news cycle because they're hiding something. So next time someone says something crazy, pan out, look at the bigger picture, because they do this all the time. That is to get our attention away from what just happened. That's why Tuesday, Wednesday were so insane. So much stuff broke, and nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about Trump.org. Nobody talks about that. Or Rudy. Nobody talks about it anymore. They did their job by being crazy, getting this out of the news cycle. The Twitter, the trending people have caught and killed those stories. So you can't find that stuff anymore. You can't. It's very hard to find information. Yes, 2 liters a day. What do I get on Elon? I can't even talk about him. He's just part of all that. It's just, oh my gosh. And Bezos and Facebook are partnering up on some space thing. I'm like, yeah, right. I think they know they're all in trouble. And they're doing everything they can to get leverage so that they can run around just a little bit longer. So they can delay things a little bit longer. To cast out just a little bit longer. They're hoping we will get tired and be fatigued and nobody will pay attention to them anymore. Nope. Yes, he is. I totally agree with you. I just do not like Elon. Sheldon White, are you talking about Sheldon Whitehouse did a profound presentation on the plan and I haven't seen anything about that. Like, that's what I want to see about Sheldon and what they're. This Haiti thing too really bothers me. I know ACB has a connection to whatever's going on over there. She and DeVos. Oh, DeSanto, yeah. Okay. There are so many asteroids. I was just, oh my God, this one blew me away. Okay. Look at this. There I think they're really something is going down with the Trump hotels and things that were planned there, because you guys know. So at 26 degrees Taurus, look at all these things that were here. We had yes, affirmative, rest in peace, or death, or something getting torn up. Wuhan, you know that asteroid is destructive on the level of a Pearl Harbor, a plague, hotel. Something is going on with Trump Hotel. And I think it has to do with what he was planning, his Wuhan, his war on USA. Because this asteroid was traveling really close with the asteroid America for a while. In fact, Wuhan might have been ahead of America on January 6th. Oh, today. Was it today? Where is the sun? The sun is... There's an asteroid Magnitsky, you guys. What just came out about that? I think that was the Bill Barr stuff. Where's the sun? So today the sun is 23 Cancer, 55. It's going to be 24 degrees tomorrow, Cancer. You know what that is? Can opener. So the sun is going to be opposite Donald's impeachment, and it's going to hit off all that can opener, this eclipse that I've been following. But the day Pelosi, I think, said we're going to have the January 6th thing, and I think when Bill Barr had the Trump-Russia stuff, we found out about the emails, the sun was 21 Cancer, or it had just passed. at this new moon in Cancer, Magnitsky asteroid was 21 Cancer, 35. And they're trying to hide all that Trump-Russia stuff. Oh, this was interesting. Hack. That asteroid was 1 Libra 39 at the new moon, which is exactly conjunct the midheaven of USA. On that day, Revel, the websites were taken off at 1 a.m. that day. So I like that there was a counter hack thing happening on behalf of the United States and what was crowning us. Revel websites were taken offline. So I don't know if it was through Putin, but I know that Biden spoke to Putin. Kind of interesting. Isn't that crazy? Oh no, where is it? For Cancer. Who is for Cancer? Oh no, it was for so there is an asteroid bus for Aries. I was like, who's getting hit by the bus? For Aries, and then oh no, literally. Oh no. It says, oh no, like Mr. Bill. We've got 4 Cancer. And then we have a bus at 4 Aries. And those lined up with some people. Let's see if I can find them. Because it was, holy crap. Oh, yes. Troja. That's an asteroid Trojan. As an Operation Trojan Shield. 4 Aries is driving a bus. Someone is going to, you know who's going to get hit by it? Because at 5 Aries, I found this last night. There is an asteroid, Qaeda, as in Al-Qaeda. So I'm thinking we're going to find out Trojan app stuff related to Al-Qaeda. There's a lot coming out with Afghanistan. Everything. I think we can't even get the story straight going on out there because there's so much misinformation, propaganda. But these a-holios are getting tagged. That was awesome. Where's this? Who got this 4 of Cancer? Oh no! Somebody had this 4 of Cancer. Oh my gosh, this hunting. It's just so fascinating. Where is it? Oh! You know who got, oh no! The Thumpers, which are my Trumpers. For Cancer. That's right in between USA Venus, which is at 3 Cancer, and Jupiter at 5 Cancer. The law, our values. Oh no, we got caught up with the law. Dummies. Was there anybody else? So, remember POR was the Trump organization when that indictment came out? Well, there's this asteroid pecker. They're both 13 Gemini, poor pecker. Oh, Lucifer. Oh, man. There's another one. These are just so fun. I need bigger Rolodexes. Or Rolodexi, is it plural? So, at 20, what is this? At 20 Pisces, Cuba, Pray, Memoria. That's like remembering the dead. Or remembrance. 21 Pisces, Ivanka. Oh, here's another one. 3 Cancer. Okay, so we had 3 Cancer. We have radio communicata. In the world beneath, they talk about how wireless communications through Morse code, the telecoms, the telegrams, were a game changer. We entered a world where there were no rules about what you could be sending telegrams about. No rules basically on how to access each other's. It's kind of like we're here now with the internet with that. There's no rules. It was a free-for-all. And this is what that asteroid is for. 3 Cancer, radio communicata. At 3 Cancer, we also have the Kazakhs. This reminds me, I don't even know how to spell that. Reminds me of USAID. How much money USAID gave over to Kazakhstan in trade for, I was taking it to be troll farms. So we have this, and then at 4 Cancer, we have the oh no Trumpers. It's like something is evolving more out of that. 29 Gemini, Hunt, Dow split, Hunt, Ogle. Abbott is about ready. Oh, look at this, Abbott. Look at this one. 24 Leo, we have Abbott. 25 Leo, he's ready to go hit the Rubicon, the point of no return with the crap that he's doing. At 26 Leo, we have CLOUDGATE. 27 Leo is the Vatican. 28 Leo is Texas. And 29 Leo, we have Aoteria, Rome, Lavrov. And at 0 degrees, Divine. Want me to break this down? So basically what this says to me, Governor Abbott is ready to hit a point of no return with everything he's doing with the cloud, with data, and how he is moving it back and forth with foreign nations like that's going through the Vatican for Texas. Elections in Texas. 29 degrees, Leo, Aoteria. This is fast move. This is, I think, is one of the fastest moving asteroids. It takes only like 2 years for it to go around. So this is like such a high speed where things set on fire, or like where fire turns into water. Extremely high speed that's coming through there and coming in. And now we've got Rome here with Lavrov and communications going through there. And here, Divine. I can only think of Tad Divine. And Tad Divine worked with Manafort on Yanukovych's presidential campaign in 2004 in Ukraine. Tad Divine, also Bernie Sanders' campaign manager. Something's going on, you guys. Something's going on. How are you guys doing? Okay. All telegraph messages were encrypted. Yep. Okay. So I think we're going to call it a night there, okay? I got you guys up to speed. I feel like I'm up to speed. Now I can put this away and move on to the quarter moon. You guys, just please focus on your stability, your health, feeling connected, belonging to a bigger thing, feeling that sense of unity, feeling unified at home, wherever you go in the United States. That's like the best vibe we can put out there. But don't work too hard on it, because we just want to get through. We're tiptoeing through these energies, okay? So thank you, you guys. Thanks, Deb Z. Give Mom a hug. I know you usually have to go early. I'm sorry I'm so late, but hey, it happens. Have a great evening. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. It's been a doozy. So, yes, thank you. Of course. Is it Lonnie or Laney? Lanny. Yes, blessings to all, Bonnie. Thank you, T-Barb. Have a great night. Thank you, Nancy Lee. Thank you, Shelby. Right, Cece? Exactly. Good night, Holly. Thank you for coming. I love your asteroids. Okay, bye, Electra. Catherine. Shirt for Lonnie. Got it. Thank you. Oh, that's very cool. Okay, have a happy Aloha Friday. We'll see you later. Okay, good night.